I just had to come and say something today. I'm really dil- I'm disappointed, disillusioned, disgusted. I I'm somewhat shocked, but I'm not because I knew that this was the potential for how bad it could get. So what I'm referring to is today I learned that there was an executive order signed by Taco to, I guess, imprison people who are homeless and imprison people with mental illness. What bothers me is the hypocrisy of it all, because anyone who would make a far sweeping decision like that obviously themselves are dealing with some form of a mental illness. And not only that, according to Dr. Sam Backman, this particular person who made that executive order has a slew of them. Like, we're dealing with someone with a mental illness, and we're continually allowing this person to act out their desire to be a second Hitler. Why are we allowing this? Somewhere inside, no matter how you feel about homeless people, how you feel about immigrants, how you feel about poor people, how you feel about brown or black people, how you feel about Hispanic people, how you feel about any kind of foreigner, how you feel about any of these issues, all of these individual issues, right? They're all coming at us from all these different directions. But at the end of the day, no matter how you feel about them, whether you're a liberal, a conservative, you're MAGA, you're not MAGA, it doesn't matter. This ish is not right. Some things are fundamentally wrong because they're humanely wrong. These decisions are the exact same decisions that were made 85 years ago by Adolf Hitler when they came up with the final solution. He's targeting the exact same people. Just fill in the vermin and Jewish with any other thing: black, brown, Hispanic, immigrant. Just fill in the blank. But what's occurring is exactly the same. I mean, exactly. In fact, there's a meme that's floating out there, and I didn't save it because at this point, even when you download memes, I think that's all considered a crime now, right? Yeah, I mean, there's certain things they don't want you to post or share. I mean, we're getting to a place that the fascism is over the top. It's like fascism on speed, actually. It's almost like he's completing what Hitler started, or Stalin, or Mussolini, or any of the fascists, any of the people who want to kill off everybody else and just have us up there. In fact, I've talked about it in some of my other videos that we are uh, we're dealing with some aspects in astrology that have only happened during chaotic times. And what I mean is, we're Pluto and Aquarius. The last time it happened was the French Revolution. That's the very last time we saw it. That era. Okay, so we're back in that. How rare is that in the first place, right? We went 200 and some years without having to deal with that because Pluto only comes around every 248 years. Thank God. But we're back in that right now. And the start, we got restarted with all this ish with Aries. We got Saturn in Aries and Neptune in Aries. First of all, I don't even remember the last time Saturn and Neptune have been together in Aries, because first of all, Saturn only comes around every 28 years and Neptune only comes around like every what? It's a long time. I think like 100 and some years, 100 some years. So we're dealing with something rare, 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 rare. I think it's 84. I think there's 7 years in Neptune for, or no, excuse me, 14, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 14. Anyway, so it probably is about 100 and some years. I'm telling you, we're dealing with rarity. Okay, this reset is a rare. I could have swore I heard someone say it has not happened in like thousands of years. What we're going through. Because I was listening to the astrology podcast and they had a guest on, and I swear that the number was in the thousands. Like we're in a rarity, you guys. And then you add to that, those 3 things alone are horrific that they're going on at the same time. But a few days ago, like 11 days ago, 14 days ago, whatever it was, when all these, like, that's why I'm surprised that these executive decisions are being handed down like right away. Like, my gosh, Uranus went into Gemini. And I really believe, because Uranus is in Gemini, that the Mad Hatter is the person making the executive decisions. The craziness and chaos is with that person. I have said that in the video before. That person carries that chaos within them. So, because it was here the last time they were president. When they weren't president, it went away. I mean, chaos was happening around us, but it wasn't coming from within. It wasn't coming from our own. This guy is kind of created a situation where we're going to have genocide. And I remember in one of my videos, I had mentioned that this was leading to genocide. And the AI kind of made fun of me, like, oh, it's not going to be genocide. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen? How are you going to penalize people in poverty when you're putting people in poverty? So is this purposeful? This is what I'm asking myself. That's why I'm asking, is the Mad Hatter the person making the decisions? Because why would you create a decision and then make these kind of executive decisions on top of the mess you made? As though it wasn't already bad enough. We already had enough homeless people. We already had enough poor people. We already had enough jobless people. And now you've quadrupled, 10 times it. It's far beyond any horrific thing we ever imagined it was going to be. Now, maybe you, in your comfortable world, have not experienced it yet. Perhaps you're one of the Aryan rich people that this is not supposed to affect, because apparently only rich Aryans are not going to be affected by this. Anybody who is brown or black or immigrant or anything, actually, what if you're poor, if you have a mental problem, if you jobless, I guess, if you don't have a home, I mean, well, how is he going to target people? This is horrific. At what point does this stop? This is the new final solution. These are the exact same people that Hitler went after. He went after the people with disabilities. He went after the homeless. He went after people with mental problems. He went after anyone who was homosexual. Obviously, the poor, they're going to die because everybody was poor, fighting for scraps. This is, by the way, what this is going to lead to is going to lead to that. It's not going to lead to this great, whatever it is you imagine you're going to get. It's not going to be that, you guys. You want to know why? First of all, Saturn is in effing Aries. So the war is effing coming. The wars are already going on all over the freaking world right now. And we were one of the only nations that were not within a war inside of our country. But you know what? It's almost like that's what they want. That's what they wanted. They wanted the war. So it's going to happen. Not that I'll be a part of it. I'm an old woman, but I'm looking and I'm seeing and I see all the people out in the streets and the protesting and the people dying and people being shipped off into alligator Alcatraz. And I mean, come on. This is not good. It's just going to spiral worse if we don't put a stop to it before it gets out of hand. This is old. They call this the old trick and pony show or whatever. We already know where this is going. If you don't know where this is going, that's you. That's your own I blame you for not doing your research and not being intelligent enough and not being wise enough, intuitive enough to feel, know, and understand what the is going on right now. Because something is going on and it's not good. It's not. Astrologically, it's not good. Oh, by the way, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was during World War II. Just in case you thought I was just making this up just for the, just for the hell of it. No, I'm not. I'm telling you something. Now, you may choose to listen to me. You might be like, oh, that woman, she just believes so much in astrology. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to listen to her because, this and that. I don't know where you're coming from. Hell, you might be one of those fools who are still out there going, yeah, let's do this. I believe in it. It's going to work. Why? Why is killing off the people that you find distasteful, is that the solution? Why is doing it this way? Why is going to commit crimes against humanity the only solution that you can come up with? This to me is like a really non-evolved soul. Maybe my soul has passed this. This reminds me of like 1500s, 1600s, 1700s. He even quoted something from the 1700s. This is like an unevolved soul here. Why would we take it back that far? We're in 2025. We are wiser enough. We are, I believed, at least some of us are, spiritually evolved enough to actually feel that this ish is wrong. I can feel it. You don't have to tell me it's wrong. I can feel that it's wrong. I can feel it because I have empathy and I have an inner wisdom to know that if that happened to me or anyone I loved, I'd be devastated beyond words. It's not right. It's the hell that we fight our whole lives to keep from happening in this world. This is called evil. So let me just, I'm gonna say this, and y'all might get mad at me, and I don't care. When I was a little girl, I went to a United Methodist church and Baptist churches. I was raised a Christian, and I still consider myself to be a Christian. One of the most scary things I ever remember hearing about was about the Armageddon and what Armageddon meant and what it would usher in and how there was going to be evil if that were allowed to happen. Now, at that time, it just so coincided with the whole Big Brother 1984 movement, because this was in the 70s, right? Because that's when 1984 actually came out, was in the 1970s, not in the 1980s. I mean, that was a whole different, ball game. But when it originally came out, it was in the 70s, and it was fearful because the whole thing was this whole Big Brother watching you, everything you do. And I really feel like, Taco must remember that fondly too and aspire to be Big Brother. Maybe this is what it's all about. I don't know. I just feel like we're dealing with some kind of mental disconnect here, and it has something to do with Hitler and Big Brother. I don't know. But when I was younger, I just remembered, and I felt this so distinctly, the feeling of fear of this Armageddon and the 1,000 years of darkness where Satan ruled. And I mean, if you're a Christian, you know what I'm talking about, because if you went to a black church, especially, they told us about the 1,000 years of of Satan ruling and the darkness that would come upon the earth and what would happen. Everything that I'm seeing is it. The feeling that I have right now is that feeling I had sitting on the pulpit. What I envisioned, what I saw is what I'm seeing right now. It's why I will not watch television. I'll look at the clips, and when I see them, I'm like, Lord, have mercy. That was the vision I got sitting on that pulpit when I was just a little child. Now, I know I don't say I'm a psychic because I never say I am, but I saw it, and I'm telling you where we're headed, and we're in that period right now. When they describe the 1,000 years of darkness and the hell and all of that stuff, we're in it right now. And I don't want to sound like one of those people standing on the corners and saying, the end is here and all that mess. But I'm telling you that the planets are saying the same thing. You can walk around these planets and where they're all, because it's one, when it's one, that's one thing. But when it's a conglomeration of different aspects and all those darn aspects are all telling us the same thing, then it's the same thing. Because one of those aspects was this, there was the Civil War, there was the World War II. All of these aspects are war aspects, revolution aspects, okay, internal combustion, Civil War aspects. And we're back in it again in 2025. And instead of them trying to create something that was going to avoid all of the ilk of the past, they wanted to go back into the darkness of it, not the good part of the past, but the darkness. Ooh, what kind of ill, sick mindset is that? And I'm going to say something else because I'm a little woo-woo. But this is the difference between the 3D and the 5D. Some people are stuck in the 3D. They will not. It's like I said, they're not evolved enough. Some are still children in the evolution department. They don't get it. It's all about tinkering around and killing and harming and I don't know, trying to better your. I don't know what this is about. There's a mindset that is going on right now that I really think is not evolved, and they think it is, but it's not. It's used, but it's not an evolved mindset. Harming others is never the way. Doing what's going on right now, I mean, that is such a far-sweeping decision to just pick up every person that's homeless or every person with a mental illness and to do harm to them. What? That's sick. And it was sick for them to do it in Nazi Germany, and it's sick to do it in 2025. And I heard there's even more sick decisions coming. There's something called the Esther something. I've been seeing that on TikTok where people have been posting about the Esther laws or whatever they're going to do, which is something to do. I don't know. It's like someone had a wet dream about, the Handmaid's Tale, and they thought that's the way we should live. No, come on. This is just ridiculous. Why would anybody want to live like that in 2025? We should be looking at how we can expand and grow our minds mentally and spiritually, and what we can do with technology and science and growing together as a people so that everybody benefits, not just this one elite few. I'm telling you, that elitism is going to lead to another French Revolution. That's exactly what led to the French Revolution the first time. Exactly. When you topple everybody, you put all the rich on the top, and then you belittle and kill off and imprison and jail and harm and mutilate the people who are poor on the bottom. After a while, it gets to be a little, and it's going to be a revolution. It is, because there's not as many rich people, you see. You only got the power because the people allowed you to have the power, even though I think that you faked your way into the power in the first place. But I'm telling you, the people are going to turn against you. And the same thing that happened to all the other fascist leaders is going to happen to the same. It always happens the same way. Why? Because humans, not just Americans, humans are not designed to have one person dictating everything over them like this. This is unnatural. It's unnatural. Even in England, they don't do it the way they are, and they've always had a king. But that come in like, what? This is insanity. This is not a king. This is somebody dealing with some kind of issues that we're suffering through. That's what's happening. But I don't want to suffer through someone else's mental problem. That should not be part of my life experience. And I definitely don't want to go through the 1,000 years of darkness. My thing is, if I don't know if it's this person. It could be a whole conglomerate of people behind this person that's making all these decisions, and they're just going along with them. I don't know. But I know it's darkness, and I know it's wrong. I feel it. I feel it, and you can tell because you know how much pain and heartache it's going to inflict. And eventually, some of these decisions are actually costing us more money. It's like, why do something that's, first of all, it's just humanely wrong. And if you really do believe in Heavenly Father, Jesus of Nazareth, God, and Christ and God, the real God, not the God of whoever. Because when they just say, "Oh, I believe in God," what God are you talking about? Because obviously your God is not my God. My God wouldn't do no stuff like they wouldn't do nothing like this. My God ain't like this kind of God. What kind of God you got? Jesus ain't like Jesus wouldn't be dealing with nothing like this. Are you kidding? Jesus smite that down. This is nothing to do with anything with any kind of religious upbringing I was brought up with. I was taught to love one another, to love your brother man as you love yourself. There's just so many things that I'm not feeling, seeing, getting out of what's happening. It doesn't feel like it's anything to do that's good. Spiritually, mentally, psychologically, it's not good, you guys. And at what point do we stop pretending and just be honest? This is abhorrent. It's beyond anything I've ever. I was willing to put up and be quiet and shut up. But wow, you guys, wow. It's one thing for me to make some kind of flippant comment when I see a aspect on a piece of paper, right? And I go, oh, yeah, Pluto and Aquarius, French Revolution, ha, ha, ha. Or Uranus and Gemini, World War II, ha, ha, ha. But to have it actually happen? Oh my God. Like what? Like I'm trying to, like, I keep hitting my face to make sure this is not like a nightmare that I'm having. Like, am I really here? I'm smacking my cheeks right now because I can't believe this is real. And I can't believe some of you are trying to normalize it. I'm telling you, cut the TV off. If what is keeping you in a place of normalizing the abnormal, aberrant behavior like this, is that you're watching aberrant behavior on TV like Fox News, then cut that ish off. You're being brainwashed. Something. Because there's no way, especially if you're a Christian, that you can't tell that we're in the exact same spot that they taught us about Armageddon and the 1,000 years. We're right in it right now. Everything they taught me that was going to happen is happening right now. So if you call yourself a Christian and you can't see that, then your soul is already gone, child. It's gone. Because we are spirits having a spiritual experience or having a human experience, right? So you either have a soul or you don't, and you might not have one. Not everybody on this earth is walking around got a soul. Some of y'all, I think, are just some repeats that came here because y'all didn't get it right the last time. Some of y'all soulless. Because if you can get down with this, you can't possibly have a soul. Especially if you went to church and you know about Armageddon. Or you're old enough to know about Big Brother or anything like that. There is no way. Like, what happened to your recollection? Do some of y'all forget? Because I have not forgotten any of those pulpit sermons. And the fact that I'm seeing some of this stuff in reality, and people are acting like it's normal. I'm like, oh, Lord, we're right in it, man. We're in, woo, this is it. It's upon us. So, look, I'm going to tell you this because I'm saying this as an astrologer. I might sound like I'm preaching, but I'm just an astrologer, okay? And y'all have made fun of astrologers and da-da-da-da-da and whatever. But I think every gift that we got has come from Heavenly Father. It was put in me from Him, or the entity, whatever you want to call it, the universe, Mother Nature, I don't care what you call it. It's inherent, it's in there. So there's certain things I feel like I already knew, but to see this stuff play out in reality like this stuff that, look, my daughter had a nervous breakdown because she, basically my daughter prophesies what actually has occurred. This child is on record for having a mental problem, and she ain't got no damn mental problem. Why? Because everything she said happened. That's why. How can you be mental if everything you said was right? Every freaking thing she said was right. Not a darn thing was wrong. Not one. Every word that child said happened. Every word. And she don't claim to be no psychic. She's a Buddhist though now. Very spiritual. Very spiritual. But the thing is, every word was right. No lies told. Zero lies detected. Zero. So no, there ain't nothing wrong with that child. Not in that respect. She's obviously tuned in, tapped in, tuned on. She knows, man. There are people going around saying the stuff that she said that got her in trouble all over the internet right now. And it's like common mindset beliefs. And that's what I'm talking about. Some of this stuff people are so afraid to hear and believe and know. And I'm like, you got to just open your mind, and we have to be honest with each other. Pretending that what's happening is not going to be the solution, because it's happening in spite of what we pretend is happening or not. Until we deal with the problem will continue to be there. And that is what it is. Now that you know there is a problem, now that you have a better idea where this could lead us to, can we all just get on the same page, that there is something inherently wrong here? Because we can't fix it until we admit that there is something inherently wrong here. It was wrong 85 years ago, and it's still wrong today. And with that, I'm going to stop my rant. I'm glad I don't know what kind of images I'm going to put with this. I realized I did this as an audio and not a video. But it's something I just had to say. I had to get it out of my spirit because I don't hear enough people saying it. Maybe the fear of saying it is there. And maybe I should have fear too. But at this point, what does it matter? I mean, everything you do is illegal. Or, unless you're rich and Aryan, you're done for. So I don't care. I mean, I would feel worse if something horrific happens and I never got a chance to speak out. That would make me feel worse than to be honest about what it is I'm feeling, and the fears and the concerns and what I'm seeing and what I'm avoiding, and how an actual human thinks in a situation like this. And my gosh, people, wake up. You're so concerned about everything under the sun except for what is really going on right now. And it is going on astrologically, so it's really going on. Like I said, it's one thing to see it on paper, and it's another thing to see these decisions going out in real life. My gosh, I'm mortified. As an astrologer, I am mortified, okay? Mortified. Anyway, this has been Adrian, Capricorn Tigress of astrologyinside.com. If you have not already done so, please take a moment to like wherever you're hearing or seeing this, to subscribe wherever you're hearing or seeing this, and to share from wherever you're hearing or seeing this, okay? Much love to you. My gosh, protect yourselves, open your minds, contact your local representatives, save your cities, your states. It starts on a local level, people. We cannot do anything until we fix it on the local level. The people that keep buoying up this kind of mess and these decisions, and they are too cowardly to change it and to fix it. So you've got to do it from a local viewpoint, from you where you are. And good luck to you and everyone listening to me. May you be able to help to make a solution and to help us really fix our nation, because I don't think what we're doing right now is fixing our nation, y'all. I think people had hope, but that hope is gone. This is definitely the wrong direction. We need to get back on the right direction, or we're going to be in some serious trouble. And with that, I'll bid you adieu.